Today's topic is calorie and basal metabolic rate. So in today's lecture, we'll see about what is a calorie, what are the factors that is affecting the calorie requirement based on the age groups, as well as we'll see about the basal metabolic rate. So what is a basal metabolic rate? Basal metabolic rate is a rate of a digestion during the time of rest or sleep. Okay, in the basal metabolic rate, we will see about the definition of BMR, the factors affecting the BMR. So let's start first with the calorie. So what is calorie? Calorie is the unit of energy or heat. So whenever we are eating any kind of food, that foods are containing the various kind of nutrients, and from each nutrients we are getting different amounts of calorie, and that calorie, it is the unit of energy, or we can say unit of heat. So the amount of energy are reserved in our body that all are measured in the form of calorie. So the unit of energy is kilocalorie. Any food may contain one or more nutrients, but carbohydrate, fats, protein are the nutrients which gives calories to the body. Okay, so as I have told you, whenever you are having any kind of food in your diet, so each food are having the different kind of nutrients. So in the food we are getting 5 types of nutrients like carbohydrate, protein, fats or lipids, vitamins and the minerals. So from which nutrients we are getting the energy? So they have mentioned here from the carbohydrate, from the fats and from the protein. So these 3 nutrients are giving the sources of energy, and that is the calorie. Okay, so we are getting energy in our body from the carbohydrate rich food, from the protein rich food and from the fat rich food. Next are factors depending on the calorie intake. So there are several kind of factors which are affecting the calorie intake in our body. So here I have mentioned the 4 factors which is affecting or depending on the intake of the calorie. So first is the age. So whenever any small children are there, so the calorie requirement of small children are very high compared to the old age people. Okay, the calorie requirement, or we can say the calorie intake of adult people, talking about males and females, so both the adult male and female having the high calorie requirement because they have the active life, comparison with the old age person who are the geriatric people having, or they are spending their life in a sedentary lifestyles because they does not have any kind of activity level. So because of moderate or low activity level, the calorie requirement of old age peoples are less comparison to the children's and the adult people. So age is one of the factor which is affecting the calorie requirement. Another factor is a gender. Okay, so gender, that means males and females. So males are having more muscular activity and more work they are doing. They are spending more life in their occupational status. So because of that reason, males and gents having the more calorie requirement in a comparison to the females. But in the females, during the time of a pregnancy, during the lactation period, the calorie requirement will be higher than the males. Okay, so in gender, you need to remember about the 2 things. In the males, when we are talking about the general things, male are having the higher calorie requirement compared to the females. But when the females are pregnant or they are having on the lactation period, so during these 2 periods, the calorie requirement of the females are very high, because during the pregnancy period there is a development of fetus, that is a development of mammary gland should be there, development of placenta should be there. So the mother also feed her child inside her uterus, inside her womb. So because of these reasons, there are a high calorie requirement, and during the lactation period what happens, the mother is providing breastfeeding to her child, so the child is getting nutrient from the mother's milk. So because of that reasons, the mother are also requiring high calorie during the lactation period. The third thing is a physical activity. So those who are athletics, those who are heavy workers, or they are spending their life doing the heavy work, heavy physical activity. So calorie requirement of the people who are doing the physical activity or the heavy activity. So those kind of persons are also required more calorie compared to the people who are living the sedentary lifestyle. So the people who are doing the physical activity, doing the regular exercise, regular yoga, meditations, those who are athletics, those who are a sports person, okay, those who are living their life in a physical activity, so those kind of peoples are required high calorie in a comparison to the people who are living the sedentary lifestyle. And the last one is the health status. So health status, that means those who are healthy, they require the adequate or a sufficient amount of the calorie. But those who are having any kind of illness, suppose chronic illness is there, diabetes should be there, cardiac disease are there, pancreatitis, so this kind of disease condition, in that the calorie requirement should be diminished. Okay, healthy people require more calorie, but the people who are having any kind of disease, they are sick, so during the time of sickness the calorie requirement should be decreased, because at the time of sickness they are spending their time doing the rest or doing the sleep. So because of these reasons, the people who are having the sickness, people who are ill, they are required the low calorie. So these all are 4 factors which are affecting or depending on the intake of the calorie. First one, age; second, gender; physical activity; and last one is a health status. Next is a caloric value of a nutrient. So as I have told you, from each nutrients you are getting certain amounts of the calorie. So here I have mentioned 3 nutrients, that is a carbohydrate, protein and fats. So here you can see, if you are having 1 gram of carbohydrate, you will get 4 kilocalorie. Okay, so in your diet, if you are taking 1 gram of carbohydrate, you will get 4 kilocalorie. Okay, if you are eating 2 grams of carbohydrate, that means you are having 2 grams of roti, chapati, okay, 2 grams of carbohydrate rich food, then you will get the 8 kilocalorie. Okay, you should multiply that. Second one is a protein. So if you are having 1 gram of protein, you will get 4 kilocalories. So same like a carbohydrate. So carbohydrate and protein are giving the same amount of calorie, like same amount of energy to your body. Carbohydrate is also giving 4 kilocalorie and protein is also giving 4 kilocalorie. So consumption of 1 gram of carbohydrate and consumption of 1 gram of protein, both of you giving the 4 kilocalories. And another one is a fat. So if you are eating 1 gram of fat, you will get 9 kilocalorie. Okay, so fat is a major source, or we can say the major concentration source of the energy, or we can say the calorie. So if you are only eating 1 gram of fat, you will get the 9 kilocalorie. That is a very huge amount in a comparison to the carbohydrate and the protein. So clear everyone, the calorie value of the nutrients. Main 3 nutrients are there which is giving energy, which is giving calorie to our body, that is the carbohydrate, fats and protein. If you are eating 1 gram of carbohydrate, you will give 4 kilocalorie. If you have 1 gram of protein, you will have 4 kilocalorie. But if you eat 1 gram of fat or 1 gram of lipid, you will get 9 kilocalorie. So this is about the caloric value of nutrients. So here they have mentioned the unit of energy. Okay, kilocalorie. Okay, so this is kilocalorie. And this is gram, kilocalorie per gram. Okay, so each gram should give certain amount of energy, and that is measured in a kilocalorie unit. Now here they have mentioned the calorie requirements of a different age groups. Okay, so here they have mentioned several kind of age groups, like children's, women are classified into the 2, those who are active and those who are having the sedentary lifestyle, that means no any kind of activity or a low level of activity. Active men and sedentary male, same like women, also classified into the 2 type, those who are living the active lifestyles, and those who are having the sedentary or low level of activity, that is a sedentary man. Next one is active man and woman, and last one is the sedentary men and women. So this is a group of people, or we can say the different age groups. Now we will see the age. So here they have mentioned the age from 2 years to the 30 years or above 30 years. Okay, and here in the third they have mentioned the calorie requirement. So we will see one by one. So the children who are having the age of 2 to 8 years, okay, the babies who are having the age of 2 to 8 years, the calorie requirement of such kind of children are 1000 to 1400. Okay, children who are having age of 2 to 8 years should consume the food which are having the 1000 to 1400 calorie or the energy. Next we will talk about the women's. Okay, so women, they have classified into the two things, active women and the sedentary women. So those women who are working high, having the high working styles or activity is moderate to severe level. So those kind of women who are actively taking part in day-to-day life activity. So those kind of women who are having the age of 14 to 30 years. Okay, the active women who are having age of 14 to 30 years should consume 2400 kilocalorie. Next we will talk about the sedentary woman. So those women who are having the low activity level. Okay, so especially those who are not doing the job, staying at home, not doing any kind of activity and living the sedentary lifestyle. So for those kind of women who are having the age of same 14 to 30 years should consume 1800 to 2000 kilocalorie. Next, we will talk about the males. So males are also classified into the two types, active men and the sedentary men. So active men, same like active women, those who are working, having the high physical activity or working continuously during the daily routine. So those kind of males who are having the age of 14 to 30 years should consume 2800 to 3000 kilocalorie. Okay, so you can do the comparison of males and females over here. So this is woman and this is male. Okay, so women's having calorie requirement, that is a 2400. Okay, that is less than the male. When the active male having the calorie requirement of 2800 to 3000. Okay, so you should do the comparison over here. So you can clearly identify the difference between both. The male are having the high calorie requirement comparison to the women's. Next we will talk about the sedentary males. Okay, those males who are living the sedentary lifestyles, not doing any kind of activity or having the low kind of activity and having the age of 14 to 30 years. So for those kind of males who are living the sedentary lifestyle, they should consume 2000 to 2600 kilocalorie in their day-to-day life. Next is active men and women above 30 years. So those kind of women and those kind of men who are having the age above 30 years should consume 2200 to 3000 kilocalorie in their day-to-day life. And the last one is the sedentary men and women. So those women who are having age above 30 years and living the sedentary lifestyles, so they should consume 1800 to 2200 kilocalorie in their day-to-day life. Okay, so this is the calorie requirement of a different age groups. So we have discussed different age groups like children's, 2 to 8 years children's, women's, in that active women's and sedentary women's who are having the age of 14 years to 30 years. We have discussed about the males, active males and the sedentary males who are having the same age 14 to 30 years. We have discussed about the active male and females who are having the age group above or beyond 30 years and the sedentary males and females who are having the age above 30 years. Okay, and here they have mentioned the calorie requirement. So this calorie they should consume in their day-to-day life. Next is a basal metabolic rate. Okay, so what is a metabolic rate? Metabolism, that means the rate of a digestion, the speed of digestion is taking place in your digestive system, that is the metabolism. Okay, and what is the basal metabolic rate? Okay, so whenever you are eating any kind of food, after the ingestion of food, what happens? Metabolism process will start. So basal metabolic rate, that means measurement of the rate of process of metabolism during the rest or during the sleep period. Okay, so first this is the definition of basal metabolic rate. So it is the rate of metabolism, as I have told you. Basal metabolic rate, in that we are measuring the metabolism rate, the speed of metabolism, or we can say the speed of digestion of the food. So it is a rate of metabolism when an individual is at complete rest in a warm environment and is in a post-absorptive state. That is 12 hours after taking a meal. So this process is known as a basal metabolic rate. So you need to remember three things in this. This is the first one. What is the basal metabolic rate? It is a rate of metabolism. Okay. Second thing, we are measuring this rest, or we are measuring this rate of metabolism during the complete rest and during the post-absorptive phase. This is the third thing. Okay, so to remember this definition in a very easy way, you need to remember, or you need to divide the definition into the three areas. First one, it is a rate of metabolism when we are measuring this rate during the complete rest. So whenever any individual is doing the sleep or having the rest, during that time we are measuring the rate of metabolism. And secondly, we are measuring is during the post-absorptive state. So what is the meaning of post-absorptive state? Post-absorptive state, that means 12 hours after taking a meal. So if you are having the meal at 12 o'clock in a noon, okay, and after that you are going to sleep, and after 12 hours of your taking meal, suppose you have taken meal on a 12 o'clock at afternoon, okay, so 12 o'clock, after 12 hours of that period is known as a post-absorptive phase. Okay, so this is the definition of a basal metabolic rate. You need to remember three things. First one, it is a rate of metabolism. Clear? When we are measuring this rate during the time of sleep, during the time of complete rest, and during the post-absorptive state. And this process is known as a basal metabolic rate. So here there is a calculation of a basal metabolic rate. If we need to measure the rate of metabolism, what we need to do? So here they have differentiate males and females. So BMR is moreover known as RMR also. RMR, that is what? Resting metabolic rate. Clear? BMR and RMR both are same. RMR, that is a resting metabolic rate. Both are synonyms, or we can say the coordinated or collaborated with each other, BMR and RMR. So here they have differentiated the BMR of males and females. So you can see the formula over here, the equation. So if any gents want to calculate their basal metabolic rate, what they need to do? So the equation of the BMR, or we can say the formula of calculation of BMR, is like 66 plus, in the bracket you need to add 13.7 into the weight. Okay, so whatever the weight of your, so you need to add the weight plus, moreover in the bracket, 5 into height. So what is your height? That you need to add over here, minus 6.8 into your age. So to calculate BMR, you need to remember three things. What is that? Your weight, your height and your age. Okay. So here they have mentioned the example also. So a man who is having the age of 30 years. Okay. A male is having the 30 years of age, having the 80 kg of weight. Okay. So 80 kg weight, 30 years is his age, and height is 180 centimeter. Okay, so 180 is their height. Okay, and after that you need to do a calculation of that. So here they have mentioned the calculation also. So 66 plus they have mentioned 1096. So 1096 is like this: 13.7 into 80 kg, that is 1096, plus 900, that is 180 into 5, that is 900, minus 6.8 into 30 years, that is 204. And doing calculation of this, you will get your answer, that is 1858 kilocalories. Okay, so a male who are having 80 kilo weight, whose height is 180 centimeter and having the 30 year of his age, so he should consume 1858 calories in their day-to-day life. Clear everyone? Next we will talk about the female metabolic rate. Okay, so female resting metabolic rate. So in that, here is the equation, or we can say the formula for the calculation of the BMR, especially for the females. Okay, so in the females, here like 655 plus, in the bracket you need to add 9.6 into your weight. Okay, so here also you need to mention, or you need to know about your what is your weight, plus in the bracket 1.85 into your height. So what is your height, that you should remember, minus in the bracket 4.7 into your age. So same like males, you need to remember three things while you are calculating the basal metabolic rate for the females, for the girls. So you need to know about your weight, your height and your age. So here they have given the example. So a woman who are having the age of 30 years. Okay, so age is what? 30 years. With 70 kg weight. Okay, so weight is a 70 kg. And 168 centimeter of the height. So height is 168. Okay, and after that we are calculating these all are amounts. So here is the calculation of that. So 655 plus 672. So how this 672 will come? So if you will put into 9.6 into 70 kg, so that is 672 plus 311. Okay, so how we are getting this 311? 1.85 into 168, multiplication of this will give you this answer, minus 4.7 into your age, that is a 30 years. So 30 into 4.7 will give you 141 answer. So if you are calculating all these three, you are getting your answer, that is 1497 kilocalorie. Okay, so this is the formula, or we can say the equation or a calculation formula for the basal metabolic rate for the males and for the females. So there is the little variation you can see in the male and female, like the differences you can see here. Okay, so in the male the first digits are 66, in the female the first digit is 655. Okay, after that you will see the difference over here, like here they have mentioned 13.7 and in the females they have mentioned 9.6. After that in the height bracket you will get the difference over here, like 5 and here 1.85, and in the age bracket you will get the difference over here, that is in the males that is a 6.8 and in the females 4.7. Okay, so this is the male resting metabolic rate and the female resting metabolic rate, or in short we can say the calculation formula of basal metabolic rate for both males and the females. Next is the factors affecting BMR. So BMR, as I have told you, BMR is a rate of metabolism which is taking place in your digestive system during the period of sleep, during the period of post-absorptive state. So there are several kind of factors which are affecting your speed of a digestion, speed of your metabolism. So we'll discuss that all factors. So first factor is a body size and a composition. So we are having the lots of population in a country, and each and everyone having the different body size. Someone are very fat, some are very lean, having the thin kind of body gesture. Those who are having the moderate kind of gestures, those who are having the obesity. Each and every person having the different kind of body size and the compositions. So because of the different body size and different compositions of the body, how it is affecting your basal metabolic rate. So here, the more the lean body mass, the higher your BMR. So those who are having the lean personality, those who are very thin, so the process of digestion, the speed of metabolism is higher in the lean person compared to the obese or chubby person. Okay, so person who are having the lean body mass, person who is a thin body compositions or a body size, so in such kind of peoples, the basal metabolic rate, the process of metabolism, the speed of digestion is very high compared to the person who are having the healthy body. Next one is a fever. So fever is a kind of, or we can say, the ill state of health. So during the fever, what happens? Fever raise the BMR. So how the fever is raising the BMR? So what happens in the fever? Fever is a high body temperature. So during the fever in your body, the temperature will be increased. So if the temperature is increased, it will increase your fat burning capacity. And because of a cellular metabolism rate, because the increased cellular metabolism rate which is fighting against the antigen who are entering into the body, so fever is taking place because of antigen antibody reactions. So because all these processes are going on in the body, because of that reason the calorie requirement should be higher. The BMR will be increased during the time of fever. So how much it is increasing? So during the fever, 7% increase in the BMR for each degree of rise in temperature in the Fahrenheit. Okay, so during the fever, your BMR will be increased up to 7%, and side by side your Fahrenheit, your temperature is increasing in 1 degree, so the amount of percentage is also increasing. Okay, so in short, during the time of fever, or the person who are suffering from any kind of fever, so with that kind of people, the BMR, the metabolism rate will increase up to the 7%. Next factor affecting your BMR, that is a stress. So generally stress is raising your BMR. So during the stress, during the period of depression, one kind of hormone is released in your body, and the name of that hormone is cortisol. Okay, and cortisol is increasing the fat burning capacity. So because of this cortisol, there will be an increased rate of basal metabolic rate. The fourth thing is the smoking and caffeine consumption. So if any person having the habits of smoking, or they are taking the caffeine, or having any kind of drug addiction, so in such kind of people, the BMR is also increased. So this smoking and caffeines are, we can say that it increase the appetite. Okay, so after having the smoking, after taking the caffeine products, the person will feel empty stomach or feel the hunger after a few period of the consumption. So if the people who are having the smoking habits or having the caffeine consumption habits, so in such kind of people, the basal metabolic rate is higher or increased. The fifth factor is hyperthyroidism. Okay, so hyperthyroidism is also elevating the BMR up to 50 to 70%. So hyperthyroidism, that means it is a disorder related to the thyroid gland. Okay, so during the hyperthyroidism, what happens? The hormones are releasing in an extra amount. There is an increase or extra releasing of the hormone from your thyroid gland. So because of the increased release of hormone, there will be a BMR is increasing up to 50 to 70%. Next is a growth. So in children the BMR is higher. So growth, that means growth and development of your body. So children who are playing every day, who are very curious, who are very hyperactive during their toddler period. So during the childhood period, the calorie requirement or the metabolism rate is very high. The babies or the children are feel very hungry in a small period of time. So we need to feed them in a frequent intervals. So in the children's during the growth and development period, especially in the children's, the metabolism rate is very high because they are continuously playing, they are very hyperactive, they are very curious to know certain things. So because of all the reasons, their BMR will be increased. So if their BMR is increasing, we need to feed them, we need to provide food to them in a frequent periods of time. So because of that reason, in the children the BMR is higher. Next one is a pregnancy. So BMR is increased by 15 to 25%. So during the period of pregnancy, the women are having the higher BMR up to 15 to 25%. As there is an increase in the muscle mass of a uterus, mammary glands, fetal mass and placenta. So why during the pregnancy period the BMR is higher? Because in the mother's womb there is an increasing in the muscle mass. Okay, the baby, the fetus is continuously developing inside the mother's womb. So because of that reason, because they are requiring the extra calorie, extra food, and because of that reason there will be a higher BMR in the pregnant woman. Because of increased muscle mass of the uterus, the size of uterus is expanding. There will be a mammary gland production or the enlargement of the mammary gland taking place in the breast, and there is a fetal mass, that means in the uterus, in the mother's womb there is a development of the fetus, development of baby is going on, and the placenta, because the baby is having the nutrient from the placenta. So because these all the things are developing inside the mother, inside the woman, because of these reasons during the time of pregnancy, mother is requiring extra calorie, extra metabolism rate, which is up to 15 to 25%. Here are some other factors which are also affecting the basal metabolic rate. First one is a fasting and starvation. So if any person is doing any kind of fast or having on a starvation mood, having the on the diet therapy, so in those kind of people the BMR is decreased. Okay, so person who are doing the continuous fasting, who are doing the starvation, so in such kind of people the basal metabolic rate is diminished or it will become the lower. Next one is a hypothyroidism. Okay, so hypothyroidism, it is also related to the thyroid gland. In this the hormone production is diminished or decreased. Okay, we have discussed the hyperthyroidism in previous slide, and this is the hypothyroidism. Okay, so in the hyperthyroidism what happens, the BMR is increasing. Okay, in the hypothyroidism what happens, BMR is decreasing. Okay, it is decreasing, it will diminish. Okay, so you can make the comparison in the hyperthyroidism. Hyper, that means increase. Okay, so in the hyperthyroidism the BMR, basal metabolic rate, is higher or increased. In the hypothyroidism the BMR is decreased. Okay, it will become the lower or it will become the diminished. So hypothyroidism lower the BMR up to the 30%. Next factor which is affecting your BMR, that is the age. So BMR is higher in an infant and the children's than adults and old age. Okay, so calorie requirement, or we can say the rate of metabolism, is the highest during the time of infancy. Infancy period, that is period of 1 month to 1 year. Okay, so this time is known as an infant, or we can say the infancy period. So during the childhood there are several phases are coming, like newborn phase, infancy period, toddler period, preschooler, school going children and adolescents. Okay, so during the infancy period, when the baby is having the age of 1 month till the 1 year, so during this period the BMR, the rate of metabolism is extremely high in a comparison to the other age groups. In children also the BMR is high in a comparison to the adults and the old age. Okay, so if we'll do the hierarchy type of things, so infant is on a rank 1. During the infancy period, the BMR is very high. After that, during the childhood period, it will come little down. During the adult period, it is come little down during the children phase, and in the old age phase, the BMR is very slow or very low. Why it is low? Because old age peoples are not able to doing any kind of activity. Majority of time they are sleeping, they are doing the rest, they are sitting, reading the newspaper, going to the temple. So in short, they are having the low level of activity, and because they are not doing any kind of activity, living the sedentary lifestyles, their rate of metabolism, their rate of digestion will become the lower, or it become the decreased one. Next one is the gender. Okay, so male are having the higher BMR than the females, because male have to do more physical activity. They are going on a job, they having any professional activity, occupational things. So because of all these reasons, males and boys are having the higher metabolism rate in a comparison to the females. So as we have seen, males are eating more than the females. Next one is the weather condition. So weather, the climate is also affecting your basal metabolic rate. So we'll give you example for this. So during the winter season, during the cold seasons, we are having so much digestive activity going on in our digestive tract, and we are feeling more hungry. Okay, because the BMR is increased during the cold weather. In comparison to the summers, in a hot and warm weather, what happens? The BMR is decreased because of the hot and humid climate. So we will see what is that. So in the weather condition, in the climate, BMR is higher in a cool climates. Okay, so in a winter season especially, we feel more hungry compared to the summer season, compared to the warm climate. So BMR is higher in a winter season, and BMR will be decreased or lower in a summer season. So weather condition is also affecting your rate of metabolism. The another factor is the exercise. So exercise, that means the type of physical activity. So if you are doing physical activity, you will feel hungry immediately. Okay, so exercise, the physical activity is also affecting your basal metabolic rate. So BMR is increased during the exercise. So after doing exercise, after doing any warm-up exercise, aerobics exercise, Zumba exercise, okay, so after doing any kind of physical activity, any kind of exercise, after doing walking or running, cycling, swimming, after that, after few period of time, you will feel hungry. Because of that exercise, what happens? There is an increased metabolic rate in your body, and because increased BMR, you will feel hungry immediately after the exercise or after the physical activity. So in short, exercise or physical activity will increase your basal metabolic rate. Next one is the sleep. So during the sleep period, the basal metabolic rate is decreased by 10%. So whenever you are at the resting phase or you are sleeping during the night period, so during that period, what happens? Your metabolism rate will be decreased one. Not only the metabolic rate, all the things, your respiratory rate, your heart rate, all will diminish or all will become the lower down in the normal circumstances. So during the sleep period, your BMR will be decreased. And the last one is the height. So tall people have a higher BMR. Okay, so those who are extremely tall, having the long height, so in such kind of people, the basal metabolic rate will be the higher one. So these all are the factors which are affecting your basal metabolic rate. Next is a BMI. So what is a BMI? BMI raised for body mass and index. Okay, this is the full form of BMI, body mass index. So BMI is one kind of measurement tool which is necessary to identify what is the normal BMI of your body. So it is measure of body fat based on your height in a relation to your weight. Okay, so it is kind of a measurement tool, and with the help of this tool, with the help of this measurement tool, we can identify what is the fat composition is there in our body. And this tool is required two things, your height and your weight. So if you want to check your body mass index, you should know about what is your weight and what is your height. So if you know your weight and height, you will able to calculate your body mass index based on the accumulation of fat in your body. It is more of an indicator than a direct measurement of the person's total body fat. Okay, so it is used as an indicator to identify or to calculate the fat accumulation in the body. As the BMI score increase, so does the person's total body fat increase. Okay, so they have given certain kind of criteria. Okay, so if you are going above this criteria, that means if your BMI score is increasing up to the normal criteria level, so that is suggesting that you are having the high fat accumulation in your body. How to calculate BMI? Okay, so this is the formula to calculate the basal metabolic rate. Okay, so in the formula they have mentioned the weight and the height. Okay, so formula of body mass index, that is body mass index is equal to weight upon height in a square. Okay, so weight you need to measure in a kilogram and height you need to measure in a meters. Okay, and you need to multiply it, you need to do a square of this. Okay, so here they have given the example of how to calculating the body mass index. So we will see that example first. So for an adult with a height of 180 centimeter and weight is 75 kg. Okay, so the height is what, 180 centimeter and the weight of that person is 75 kg. Okay, so you need to 75 upon, now the question is, here they have given height in a centimeter, but we need to add it in a meters. So how will transfer the centimeter into the meters? So first step is to convert the height into meters. Okay, here they have given height into the centimeters. So first thing what you need to do, you need to convert it into the meters. So how you will convert it into the meters? So as there are 100 centimeter in a meter, so 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. Okay, this is the general formula. 1 meter is equal to 1000 centimeter. Okay, so if we need to divide this, how will convert it into the meter? So that is 1.8 meter. Okay, the weight is 75 kg and height is 1.8 meter. Okay, as we have seen the formula, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So by using that formula, by using that, by keeping that into our brain, we'll divide or we'll convert the centimeter into the meter, that is 1.8 meter. So now the 75 upon 1.8 into 1.8, because we need to do the square of this. Okay, here you can see the height in a square. Okay, so by multiplying it with each other, will do the square of this. So if we are multiplying it, you will get this result. So 1.8 into 1.8 is equal to 3.24. Okay, now you need to divide 75 by 3.24 and you will get this BMI score. Okay, so in short, simply we can say BMI, that is a height, weight in the kilogram upon your height meter square. So if you are having the height in a centimeter, you need to divide it into the meters and you need to multiply each in everyone. Okay, so 1.8 into 1.8, that is 3.24. So if you are having the height of 150 centimeter, so what is the meter of that? 1.5. If you are having the height of 1.60 centimeter, okay, so by this you can divide into the meters. So this is the calculation or the formula for counting the body mass index. Now the WHO classification of the body mass index. So the World Health Organization has set certain kind of classification, or we can say certain kind of criteria to know about the normal body mass index. So here they have shown the status of the weight, and here they have mentioned the body mass index. So body mass index, here they have mentioned the formula of body mass index like kilogram per meter square. So if you are having your BMI less than 18.5, okay, if you are counting your BMI and that is coming less than 18.5, that is termed as underweight. Okay, so if your BMI is less than 18.5, you are underweight and you need to put up your body weight to the certain amount. If your BMI is come in between 18.5 to 24.9, so that is the normal range of the person. Okay, so this is the normal one. If your BMI is 18.5 to 24.9, so if your BMI is coming in between this, so you are having the normal weight. Okay, now we'll talk about the overweight persons. So those who are having BMI 25 to 29.9, so in short 25 to 30 BMI, so that kind of persons are termed as an overweight person. They need to reduce their body weight. And those who are having BMI more than 30, okay, more than 30, so that kind of peoples are come in a obese people. Okay, and these obese people are classified into 3 categories. Okay, obese class 1, class 2 and class 3. So what all are the criteria of BMI for the obese class 1 people? So people who are having BMI between 30 to 34.9, so that peoples are obese class 1 people. The people who are having BMI between 35 to 39.9, that is obese class 2 people. And the people who are having BMI more than 40, that is obese class 3 people. Okay, so this is the WHO classification, or we can say the normal criteria given by the WHO for the body mass index. So we have seen the underweight, normal range, overweight, obese person. In that 3 criteria or 3 categories: obese class 1, obese class 2 and obese class 3. And the normal range is this. So all of you need to try it. You need to do the try of and calculating your BMI based on your weight, based on your height, and you can come to know you are standing in a normal range, you are having the underweight personality, you are having the overweight, or you are having the obesity. Okay, so you need to calculate as per your weight and your height. Next thing is factors affecting BMI. So there are certain kind of factors which is affecting the basal or body mass index. So there are 4 factors. First one is a genetic factor. Second one is a psychological factor. Third one is the economical factor. And fourth one is a lifestyle. So there are a total 4 factors which is affecting your body mass index: genetic factor, psychological factor, economical factor and the lifestyle factor. So first we discussed about the genetic factor. So many studies have identified a specific defect in a genes that control the body weight. So as we all know that obesity are hereditary disease. If both your mother and father is having the obesity, then there is a 80% of chances to their children to become the obese person. So obesity and the weight is depending on the hereditary or the genetic factor. A defect in a gene that synthesizes leptin, which is crucial hormonal substance produced by fat. Okay, so if there is any defect in your genes, okay, if you are having the genetic abnormalities, so because of that reason you will put up your body weight, and it will occur because of the synthesis of leptin. So leptin is one kind of substance which is produced by the fat and released into the bloodstream that acts on a hypothalamus to regulate the body weight. So in a normal circumstances, what happens? If you are having the fatty food, that may release leptin. That leptin is enter into your blood and which is regulating your weight. But if you are having the defect in your genes, there is a no regulation or a no maintenance of your body weight. Congenital absence of leptin produce continual hunger and marked obesity in the children. Okay, so if there is a deficiency or absence of leptin, so here we have seen the normal function of leptin. Leptin is doing what? Leptin is entering into the bloodstream, and from the bloodstream it is helping to regulate and maintain our body weight. But if there is an absence of leptin in your blood, so there is a no maintenance or no regulation of the body weight. And if your body weight is not regulated, you will become obese or your body weight become the very high. And moreover, it is increasing your hunger, and if your hunger is increasing, you are continuously start to eat to diminish the hunger. So because continuous eating, frequent eating, you will put up your body weight. So this genetic factor is also increase your body mass index. The second genetic defect observed is the body's response to signal leptin provided. Okay, so first genetic defect is the absence of leptin. The second defect in a genes are signal leptin provided. So how the leptin is providing response to our body. This signals largely determines how much one eats, how much energy one expends, and ultimately one's body weight. Okay, so leptin is determining the response of leptin normal in our body, so we can come to know about how much we should eat, how much energy we are expending in doing any kind of activity, but there is a diminished response of leptin, so these all activities are also not taking place in our body. Okay, next factor is a psychological factor. Studies have shown that obese people are about 25% more likely to experience a mood disorder like depression compared with those who are not obese. Okay, so psychological factors, that means if you will put up your body weight, you will feel anxious, you will have the stress, you will feel the depression. So one kind of study that is shown that the people who are having so much body weight, the people who are suffering from obesity, having more chances to getting the psychological disorders, or we can say the mental disorders like depression. Many obese people eat in response to negative emotions such as boredom, sadness, and anger. So if you are having the too much body weight, that is leads to the depression. Okay, and in certain kind of obese people, because of the emotional disturbance, they are likely to eat more food because of boredom, because of sadness, anxiety, because of anger, okay, temper tantrum. So because of all these reasons, they will eat more, and if they are eating more, they will become the obese person. Another factor is a lifestyle factor. So lifestyle factors are involving certain kind of categories like level of physical activity, dietary habits, and sleeping hours. So first we'll discuss about the level of physical activity. So level of physical activity. Sedentary lifestyle can lead to obesity, and so active lifestyle can overcome such problems. So sedentary lifestyles, that means if you are not doing any kind of activity, having the low level of activity in your day-to-day life, always doing rest, always doing sleeping, always sitting in one side of corner of your home in a workplace. So because of the sedentary lifestyles, you will chances to put up your body weight, and if you are having put up in your body weight, that is affecting your body mass index. Next lifestyle factor is the dietary habits. So a large consumption of food which is high in a sugar and fat increase the likelihood of the weight gain. So as we all know that if you are consuming high fatty foods or the food which is having the more sugar, more glucose, so because consumption of such kind of food, you will have chances, you will have likelihood to put up your weight, you will have chances to weight gain. Consequently, the total energy intake rise, which cause problems of overweight and vice versa. And if you are having the too much weight, your calorie requirement are also becoming higher, and it will increase your body weight and it will having the problems of overweight. Next factor is the sleeping hours. So insomnia or a lack of sleep can cause hormonal imbalance that increase your appetite or a craving for food high in a calorie and carbohydrate. So if you are having or if you are suffering from any kind of sleep disorders like insomnia, lack of sleep, so because of all these reasons, what happens, there is a disturbance in a hormones. Okay, so as we all know that there are various hormones secreted in our body. So if you are having any kind of sleeping problems, there will be a disturbance in the hormonal release. Okay, hormones release is disturbed. So because of that disturbance, you will feel more hungry, you will have increased appetite, and you are feeling more craving to have the food which is high in a calorie and high in a carbohydrate. So if you are, which foods are involved in a calorie, high calorie foods? So all foods who are having the sugar content, so that food are having the high calorie. So if you are eating sugary food, if you are having the more carbohydrate or fatty foods, ultimately you have chances to put up your weight. So these all are the lifestyle factors like level of physical activity, dietary habits, and the sleeping hours are affecting your body mass index. And the last factor is the economical factor. So economical constraint contribute to unhealthy food choice. So if you are economically high, if you are a rich person, you will purchase good nutritious food. But those people who are having the poor socio-economic status, so they are not able to purchase the healthy food. So because of poor economical status, they are having chances of disturbed appetite. Among low socio-economic groups, they tend to buy products which are cheaper to reduce their food budget. Okay, so those who are poor socio-economic status, they will purchase cheap food, okay, to reduce the food budget while maintaining diet similar to the average population diet. So those who are poor socio-economic status, those who are poor are purchasing the less nutritious food, and that is affecting to their health. And so the proportions of the energy by meat, dairy products, vegetables and fruits decreases. Okay, they are not able to purchase these fruits and vegetables, meat and dairy products. But the proportion of sweets, added fats, cereals increase, which can lead to the obesity. Okay, so they are depending on the staple food, the food which is give them the satiety value in their stomach. Okay, so they are eating the cereals, added fats, sweets or sugary food, and that may lead to the obesity. So this is the economical factor. Because of the high economical status, because the poor socio-economical status, that status are also affecting your body mass index. Thank you so much.